Thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. You are listening to Beyond the Barriers with Coach Cindy
and Mayor Sherry. On the Beyond the Barriers radio show, we believe we have the power to change the trajectory of our economic, social, health, and education outcomes by removing barriers that lie within historically excluded communities through cooperative models.
And our show sponsors is Sand Hills Cooperation Association, located at 348 North Main Street, Troy, North Carolina, serving 5 counties: Montgomery, Randolph, Moore, Richmond, and Stanley County.
Today we are discussing Catalyst for Change, philanthropic work within communities. In this compelling episode, we delve into the strategies and stories behind those who serve as catalysts for change, strategically investing in initiatives that transcend conventional giving. Join us in the conversations with community philanthropists and dedicated volunteers who are redefining the landscape of giving through innovation and strategic investment. From grassroots projects to groundbreaking approaches, discover how these change makers are creating a lasting impact within historically excluded communities. I am excited that we have 2 philanthropists that are working endlessly in their own communities. And you want to introduce our guest today?
We have Miss Kenita Matthews-White, who's out of Asheboro, North Carolina. Young lady, vibrant, and just so full of all the grand ideas that she acknowledges comes from Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. She has no problem letting you know her source of righteousness, and she's got a whole lot going on, and we're going to hear from her today. And then we have Dr. Pandora Dumas, who has been known in our communities as someone who is always looking for ways to connect people and make things happen. We have 2 beautiful guests that we're going to interview today, and I'm excited about both of them.
Beyond the Barriers radio
Ready to
show.
ignite change? Sand Hills Cooperation Association empowers historically excluded communities, helping them become self-sufficient. Join us every Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. for our Beyond the Barriers radio show on WDRB Media with Mayor Sherry
and Coach Cindy, addressing community challenges. Visit us at sandhillscooperation.org or visit us on Facebook, Sand Hills Cooperation Association, building brighter futures one community at a time.
All right, so Coach Cindy, as we're talking about Catalyst for Change, and we're talking about the work of philanthropists and their work within communities as well as volunteering. We talked before regarding monies that are being withheld from our communities, which causes them to be historically excluded, because historically they've been excluded from funding. And so what tends to happen is we sit back and we wait for philanthropists to come in, or this man on a big white horse riding in and throwing money everywhere into our communities, when in all actuality, that is really not happening. Looking at your work, even as a community coach, what are the solutions to this? What can help us with sustainable initiatives and philanthropy and volunteering?
What I think and what I'm learning is that philanthropic work has a broad description, but it has been put in a narrow box in the past. When you think about that kind of work, you think about somebody with lots of money who's going to come and give it to a worthy cause,
right?
Or a cause that they have found worthy. When you're talking about the philanthropic work from within the community, you're talking about people who are in the community who have the power within themselves to give. Maybe not millions of dollars,
right?
But give of the resources that they already have to good cause. So it puts a new and better spin on what philanthropic work really is. So we can change our mindset about, we're not waiting for the white horse. We already have what we need. Let's just learn how to do it within our communities. That's something within itself to know.
Right.
But to know that it can happen is step one. Like, we don't have to wait.
We don't have to wait for a rescue. We can rescue ourselves by just understanding that we do have a power, that we have. Not only have we been denied the right to that power, but we have been denied the right of knowledge about the power that we have. Wow. Because the narrative of they're not going to let us do that has been riding our backs for centuries, until we done got complacent with the fact that if they don't give it to us, then we're not going to get it. But we can have it. Yes. Because it's already ours. Right. And we've talked in the past about asset mapping, looking within our communities to see what do we have and valuing that we do have. Like, not if it's not $1 million doesn't mean it's not, doesn't have a worth. Right. But we need to find the worth in everything that we own. If it's a piece of property that just hasn't been developed or hasn't been acknowledged, hasn't been used, that I can just lend to somebody or give to somebody or partner with somebody to put something together that's going to benefit my community. Right. That's philanthropic work. Yes. And I think about community gardens. It's philanthropic work. Right. I think about those things because anything that, which is not something so major, and so it just grew tomatoes in your backyard, and now you've invited your neighbors to come and say, "Hey, come out," because they're gonna be growing. Just small things like that. I remember growing up and how there used to be an apple tree and a plum tree, and us as little, we want to go and eat off of these trees, but the first thing they said, "Don't get out of my tree," or get out. Like, you're not a philanthropist, are you? That's what we can say. Yeah, we should have been able to say that. Right. But that is, my mom was a philanthropist. Did I know it? No. All I knew is we had a garden, and she would, after harvesting her vegetables, she would get bags, like grocery bags, and she would fill it full of different vegetables out of the garden, and she'd set them at the edge of the garden. And if a neighbor come by and they want it, they could just pick it up, take it to their house. Wow. No questions asked, no prerequisites to why I should have this bag or not. Right. It was her way of giving to the community. And we call it little. But let me tell you something about food. It is the one thing that we won't be without. When I say we won't be, that means we can't be. Right, because the earth produces it itself. Exactly. So we can all pitch in and be givers on that scale, right? And we don't have to wear that 3-piece suit or that $1 million suit or driving that fancy car and then be judged by people who might think your work isn't worthy of their dollars. Wow. You have a community of people who actually already know. Yeah, she grows tomatoes. She makes the best tomato soup, the best tomato paste. Her work is worth the investment. So if I can't do anything but come help her pick those tomatoes. Right. Or give her seed to grow those tomatoes or land to increase her growth on the tomatoes, then I'm doing that kind of work inside my community, and I become my own philanthropist. Right. I don't think we see ourselves as philanthropists, we are like some of them, especially in our historically excluded communities. We've been excluded so much that we've learned how to take care of each other, and I think that is being lost. And it's being lost because we don't tend to think that what we actually have to give is valuable. That we need to have this $1 million so we can build a park in the community. Right. So since I don't have that, then I'm just going to just withhold or just be in my own little world, but not realizing that the one that has a big cookout and invites everybody over to eat, or you have this event and you say, "Hey, y'all, come on over here and let's do this together." And you've come out of your pocket, you've come out of your energy, you've come out of your own little me, myself, and I, and you're actually working in philanthropic work without even taking on that title. That's right. It has been put in a box for a certain group of people with a certain amount of prestige and power and dollars. Right. And that's how we've learned to look at that word and understand what it means.
But if they can give $1 million out of their billion, I can give $1 out of my 10.
Right.
And be equally as important.
I believe that as well.
I think we just really need to come to that truth about what that work really looks like. And then be okay that it's us.
Right.
I think that's probably our biggest challenge, because we have learned helplessness.
Mm-hmm.
That has taught us that we are born to be helpless. Wow. And we are going to always need, I know you've talked several times about, listen, we got to stop waiting for them to come and give us what we want.
Stop it.
Let's just get it. And it reminds me of the song with, I think, James Brown. He's like, just open the door. I get it myself.
Right.
Listen, but then I said in listening to that song, well, let's not wait for them to open the door.
Right.
Either.
Let's create our own doors.
Right.
Because
let's understand that the door that has been open has been into our communities, and they've come in and raped us.
Yes.
Took our stuff, and now we're saying, open the door.
Mm.
No. We have all that we need right here.
Right.
We just need to channel our energy, channel our love to the people that have been with us the whole time.
Wow.
And that's us.
And that's us. And we know what we need.
That's right. We know what we need more than anybody else.
Right.
Now, I don't want to sound exclusive, because we know what that feels like. So I'm not saying that our counterparts can't be a part of, but just come correct.
Right.
Come to be the giver. Come to be the one collaborating, not overlording. Come to be the one to add to, not take away from.
Right.
And then you can be included. That's the opportunity that we weren't given. It was pretense. Like, oh yeah, y'all can have this too, but not really.
But let's get a photo op real quick, though.
Yeah. When the truth of the matter is, systemically, because I don't think about this on an individual level.
Right.
Systemically, the system wasn't built to include us.
Right.
So even if I was a white person and I'm trying to include you, I'm going to get beat down by that system too, because that system wasn't built to include you.
Right.
And if I try to advocate for your inclusion, I'm either going to have to advocate for change, because I can't fit you into a system that was never fitted for you to start with. And so what can my white counterparts do? They can advocate for the change that, for real inclusiveness to happen.
Right.
Really, like, I'm not only at the table, but I have a voice, and not only do I have a voice, but my voice matters.
Yes.
It carries the weight of my people. And now you're being inclusive.
Right.
Now you're making it work.
And you are a catalyst for change. When we come back, we will continue our discussion on Catalyst for Change, philanthropic work within communities. You're listening to Beyond the Barriers radio show, and I'm your host, Mayor Sherry.
And I'm Coach Cindy, and you're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and we'll be right back after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to celebrate the shining stars in our community. The nominees for the 2024 Black Journey Continues Conference have been announced, and these individuals are making a profound impact in Moore, Stanley, Randolph, Montgomery, and Richmond counties. In the category of community engagement for Moore County, we have F. Ellis Ray Jr., Jordan Reeves, Pauline Ross, John Bright, and Dion Allbrooks. For Stanley County, we applaud Dion Brooks, Grover Schenkel, and Dr. Brian Johnson. In Randolph, it's Gene Woodall and Brian Parker. Montgomery showcases the Marshall and Patterson Youth Project. Peabody Development, Moco Life 910, and Weavertown Community Center. Richmond stands strong with Barbara Motone, Sherlyn Morrison, and Diona Johnson. Black communities advocates are crucial voices. In Moore, we honor Carolyn Cole and Dion Allbrooks. In Stanley, Brenda Standback and Grover Schenkel stand tall. Randolph acknowledges Chip Faust, Helen Gaines Settle, Tunu Cheek, and Quinton Luris. Montgomery's advocates include Jamie Ewings, Mary Perez Baldwin, and George Knight Jr. Richmond's advocates are Bruce Standback, John Carter. Community leaders shape our future. Moore County applauds Dorothy Brower and Bridget Cutton. Stanley County looks up to Dexter Townsend. Randolph County leaders are Chip Faust, Gene Woodall, and Marquez Cassidy. Montgomery County is proud of George Knight Jr., Simeon McCrae, Rosa Little, Tim McCauley, Pandora Dumas, and Tal Meds Legrand. Richmond County is led by Mayor Antonio Blue, Tavares Bostic, and Jeremy McKenzie, recognizing our dedicated community volunteers and philanthropists. Moore County cheers for Rose Highland Sharp and Arlissa Turner. Stanley County acknowledges Twana Pinckney, Venetia Grambling, and 100 Black Men of Stanley County. Randolph County sees Tanya Cheek and Kenita Matthews White. Montgomery County is grateful for Tanya Treblefield, Louise Bennett, Jan Lilly, and Pandora Dumas. Richmond County salutes Mayor Brenda Capel and Crystal Morrison. In the church outreach category, we honor those who inspire spiritually. Moore County recognizes Pastor Greg Elford and Pastor Kevin Mayhew. Stanley County looks up to Pastor Medley, Pastor Michael Stovall, and Pastor Anita Scott. Randolph County sees the leadership of Pastor Michael Trogdon, Bishop Tristan Spencer, and Pastor Jamarcus Bun. Montgomery County is led by Pastor David Allgood, Pastor Hampton Bennett, and Dr. Renee Green. Finally, we celebrate the Black businesses thriving in our community. Moore County boasts Anthony McCauley, Sherilla Horton, Tonya A. Starks, and Janissa Bowden. Stanley County showcases Fred Williams, Ray Preston, and Dr. Brian Johnson. Randolph County supports D&K's Cooking, Heartbreak Boars Clothing, T. Bailey's, Trust, and Believe. Montgomery County businesses include Main Street Beauty Salon, Why Not Me Services, Ewing's Consulting, Buffy's Catering, Leche's Bakery, It's All Good Food Truck, and Bostic Funeral Home. Richmond County applauds Action Teas and Legacy Catering Services LLC. Show your support for these phenomenal individuals by voting at sandhillscooperation.org. Let's make a difference together. Remember, the last day to submit your votes is February 9th, 2024.
Beyond the Barriers Radio Show.
Attention community leaders and change makers. The Black Journey Continues Conference is back on February 24, 2024 at Montgomery Community College, 1011 Page Street, Troy, North Carolina. Join us for a day of empowerment and inspiration. Engage in thought-provoking sessions and panels on the power of community. Celebrate our community leaders at the awards luncheon. Doors open at 9 o'clock a.m. with breakfast and lunch included. Vendor spaces are available and tickets can be purchased on Eventbrite. Contact 910-573-3070 or visit sandhillscooperation.org for details. This is your chance to be a part of something bigger. Sponsorship opportunities and ad purchases are available. Visit sandhillscooperation.org. Don't miss the Black Journey Continues Conference, where community strength takes center stage. See you there.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through free TuneIn Radio app, Streama, Apple Music, Radio Seed, and more. You're listening to Beyond the Barriers Radio Show, and I'm your host, Mayor Sherry.
And I'm Coach Cindy. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing
Catalyst for Change, philanthropic work within communities.
Joining us in the studio today is Miss Kenita Matthews White.
Welcome, Miss Matthews White. How are you today?
I am good. I hope y'all are.
We are. Will you take the time to introduce yourself to our listeners?
My name is Kenita Matthews White, and I am the founder of Grace Given, which is a nonprofit organization that helps out those that are homeless and families or individuals that are in need.
Well, we've heard great things up there based upon your work in Randolph County, and we're just excited that you're in the studio with us today. Can you share with us the importance of volunteering and the philanthropic work within historically excluded communities?
The importance of what the work that we do is being able to be the hands and feet of Jesus to those who need us, whether they are homeless, whether they live in their car, whether families that need a little bit of help, whether they're children that need help, or just individuals, and we just help out in any way that we can.
So what are some of the key benefits that the individuals and communities can gain from volunteering and engaging in the philanthropic activities that you do?
Joy, a blessing, and so many success stories. A lot of joy, and it's like a feeling that you can't explain, but it's the most amazing feeling that you can ever feel.
Right, it's like something money can't buy, right?
It can't buy. God can give it to you.
That's right, and He does.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He gives us all that great feeling. It's a joy to just be able to be a blessing to those.
What are some of the age groups that you see a lot of that you attend to?
We deal with a lot of different ages and a lot of different people of all ages. You do see individuals probably sometimes you see a lot from their 20s on up to their 40s or 50s. We see sometimes elderly people become homeless, or they become in need of different stuff if they don't make enough money for Social Security. We see kids become homeless or living in buildings. You just never know. We get calls from all different types of people, whether it's a school, other resources around Asheboro or in Randolph County in general. And we do get calls from different counties. So it's just a different variety of ages.
I know they say there's a growing population of youth that are homeless.
Yes, and it's sad. I go out every day, at least Monday through Friday, and we have a third Saturday event that we do. But every day, whenever you walk out there and you see these people, and you're just showing them the love of Jesus. So whenever they are ready, they'll come see you. They come see you, and it's the most amazing thing when they say, Miss Kenita, I'm ready. Or Miss Kenita, we need help. Or you helping individual kids, they didn't have a bed or something, and you help supply their bed, and you help supply their needs. You think you're blessing them, but they're really blessing you.
How does it contribute to positive social change within communities?
The success stories of just being able to get people off the street and out of their cars, being able to help them furnish their place once they do have somewhere to live, because not only do we help with the resources and able to get jobs and all this other stuff, but we're able to help supply their needs as far as like a bed, a table, and a living room suit, and all their supplies for their kitchen, and helping them with the benefits that they might need or that they can get that they didn't even know that existed. It's really amazing. I didn't imagine me doing this, but God had a different plan for my life. So, yeah.
So what caused you to want to do that, to start it? Like, how did you get on that pathway?
So I started volunteering at Our Daily Bread Soup Kitchen, and I volunteered here, and then I was seeing the need of folks that needed like showers and clothes and washing their clothes. I was like, I have to do something. I was working at the time, but volunteering coming here before I went to work. The director, Gene Woodall, he said, Kenita, why don't you have your own nonprofit that does what you want it to do? And so I did. It has been a little over 2 years, going on 3 years now, and it has grown tremendously.
That's definitely the plan of God, right? You're just
yes,
doing
that was God's purpose for my life.
Yes, that's awesome.
It's not always where you think you would have been, but God had a different plan, and His purpose for my life is just so much more now.
What are some of the different ways individuals can get involved in volunteering and philanthropic work in the vein of your organization?
So people can go out with me. We have a lot of people. I even have kids sometimes, kid groups that go out with me to give things to people, pray with people, just love on them and make sure that they know that they're loved. And they can make monetary donations. You can donate things from furniture to clothing to house items, cleaning supplies, tents. You can donate anything. And we have a third Saturday event. If people want to come and attend that and just give out stuff, it's a free event for the community. So people can get involved in any way. We have so much going on, and we always need volunteers to help out with a lot of stuff.
That's every third Saturday that you all do this?
Yes.
Okay. Can you provide any specific examples of successful volunteering and philanthropic initiatives?
Yes. So I always wanted to make sure people get showers. And so God blessed me with an RV. It was an older RV, but it took me a year to fix it myself. I had somebody do my flooring, but if you know me, you know I love purple and butterflies. So it's like a purple butterfly world.
Wow.
And it has a praying bench in there, and it has a purple toilet and all kinds of stuff. Every Friday, I do showers for people that don't have running water, whether it be families or homeless or anybody that's in the community that doesn't have running water. So they're able to get showers. We give them a hot meal, and plus they're able to wash their clothes. That's so successful right now that people look forward to Fridays.
I'm looking forward to being there on a Friday,
right?
Just to see. Oh man, that's incredible.
It really is. It took a year or so. My goal was to do it in 3 years, but God allowed it to happen way before. But there's more planned on it.
I'm sure.
Planned. And God's just kind of getting it all in order.
Is it a big turnout every Friday?
The most we have done so far, because we've been doing it for about 2 to 3 months now, and the most we have done is like 20-some showers. And mind you, there's one shower in there. But not only do they get a shower, but they get a new change of clothes when they walk in there. It's grown so much that I have a lady that comes and does the women's nails and make them feel like they are, you know. So she does their eyebrows and cuts their hair and stuff, and she comes out with me. And sometimes we have nonprofit come out, Ridgeware, that does a bunch of clothes, free clothes to people, and they'll come out and let them pick out so many outfits. And then sometimes my social worker comes out and she fills out paperwork if we need paperwork filled out, people for jobs and anything for housing. So it has grown. It's really a blessing to a lot of people. It really blesses me. I look forward to it more than
I'm getting excited about it myself, and you've given us a lot to smile about. But I do want to talk about some things that could be challenging. Do you have challenges or barriers that you face as an organization, or that individuals face when they're engaging in volunteering and philanthropic work?
My biggest challenges and barriers right now is being supported by the city officials. You know, I continue to do what I do because God has a purpose for my life, and He takes care of me, even though we have the barrier or challenges. But I'm going to continue to do the will of God, and I'm going to continue to do what He tells me to do for His people, because we're all God's people. And regardless of how you feel about them, we're all His people, and He loves us all the same, no matter what. I don't even pay that any attention. I really don't. That's not for me to handle with them. That's their issue. But I get support from the churches and different individuals that believe in what I do. So those challenges and barriers, whenever I get those thrown in my way, God always sends you somebody else to remind you, you're good. I'm taking care of you.
Some people, you have to show them how it's done, and eventually they'll learn how to do it.
What advice would you give to someone who's interested in getting involved in volunteering and philanthropic work within their own community?
I would just tell them that it's the biggest blessing I've ever come across or could experience. That more people need to do it and see what it's about. I take out people all the time, and they're like, we never knew. You know, if you go with me one time, they're like, their lives were changed by just going and experiencing different people and the way they live, have to do on a daily basis. I think I would just say it's the biggest blessing, and if you haven't done it, then you need to. The
information that you've given to us and the work that Grace Given is doing in Asheboro, it is something that all of our communities need. And my prayer is that our listeners would look at the need. When you wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go and open up a shower today. I mean, it's not like something just is there, but it's based upon seeing the need and responding to it and having the heart of Christ and being able to say, okay, look, I got to be Jesus's hands here on the earth. I can't just pray for these people when I have it in my means in order to assist and help. And so I appreciate that you have taken on that mantle and that mandate to do just that thing that God has placed in your heart to do. Now, is there anything, I know you said the third Saturday, is anything else that you have coming up?
I have a fundraiser twice a year. So our first fundraiser, it's going to be April 13th. This is our third annual co-ed softball slugfest for Grace Given. And it's going to be April the 13th, and it'll start at 9. It's pretty amazing. It's like different churches play. Sometimes we have the police station play. They're playing. But yeah, this is our third annual one, and we're looking forward to it. But we do have one in the fall, and it's a basketball one.
Oh, okay.
It'll be our second one for that one. We would love for people to come out and support. We would love for people to come out and make teams and come out and just enjoy. It's just a family fun day, and everybody enjoys it. It's a whole day of fun.
Your motto says, not because I have to, but because I get to. And
oh my God,
can you expound on that?
Just like that every single day of my my life.
Where did you get that motto from?
Message that my pastor had taught us at church. I don't have to wake up in the morning, but thank God I get to. I don't have to go out here and serve, but thank God I get to. We don't have to do anything, but God allows us to be able to do it. And I just really thank God for just being able to do what I do on a daily basis. My story doesn't look like their story. I don't have a story like they do. I just have this love and story of Jesus. I go out there and make sure that they know I don't have to be out here, but thank God I get to. I wanted to tell you one inspiring, really story that sticks out to me. It's really blessed my heart. Success stories make you keep going and going and going. Know that you're doing something right. We have a lot of people for Christmas. So this one individual was a lady, and she called me and said, I heard you was helping out for Christmas, and this has been a couple years ago. And I said, yeah, I do. I said, do you need help? And she said, yeah, me and my kids. She said, we have nothing, and I don't have the money to buy them anything for Christmas. I said, okay, if you just send me a list, and I'll be able to buy you something for your kids and stuff for Christmas. So I got to go out and meet them and take them their gifts. I went in there, and they had nothing. I went into her house and to drop off me and my mom, and she had nothing. She didn't have nothing to sit on. They didn't have their, the kids were laying on springs, and her bed was taped up. And I was crying, and she goes, Miss Kenita, why are you crying? I said, you have nothing, and you have 3 kids, and you have nothing in this house. And I'm crying because I got to go outside for a minute and talk to God for a minute, and I'll be right back. And I said, God, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know. But today, we have to furnish this lady's house. And so I went to the store. I went to the thrift store down the road, and I went in there, and I said, I need this, this, and this. I get up to the counter, the lady says, you won't be paying for this today. I'm paying for it all.
Wow.
And I made a phone call, and I said, I need something, for this family. And the daughter went and bought all the kids' bunk beds. Wow. And then I called somebody else, and they said, well, Kenita, we have this. Let me tell you about God. He furnished this kid's house within a matter of 5 hours.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, people don't believe that there's a God. And that He can help you out in all your times of needs. I need them to try. I know what God can do. Yes. I know what He can do. Because He has showed me numerous of times. I know what He can do.
Yes, He is awesome. You're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. We'll be right back after the break.
Beyond the Barriers radio show.
Are you looking for a way to make a difference in the lives of those in need? Look no further than Grace Given, a nonprofit organization dedicated to caring for individuals facing life's challenges. At Grace Given, we provide a haven of support, offering essential services for a brighter future. Our facility is equipped with showers, laundry services, clothing, and shelter. But that's not all, we go beyond the basics. We offer mentorship programs, job opportunities, and daily essentials to empower individuals on their journey to success. Visit our website at www.gracegiven05.org to learn more about our mission and how you can get involved. Together, we can make a lasting impact. For inquiries, contact us at Post Office Box 2536, Asheboro, North Carolina 27204. Call 336-465-6432 or email gracegiven05@gmail.com.
Beyond the Barriers radio show.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. You are listening to Beyond the Barriers, and I'm your host, Coach Cindy.
And I am Mayor Sherry. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing Catalyst for Change, philanthropic work within communities. Let's welcome to our show today none other than Dr. Pandora Dumas. How, Dr. Dumas?
How are you guys doing?
Doing
good over here.
So glad that you're with us in our studio today. Can you take the time just to introduce yourself and just tell us about who you are and the things that you got going on?
I am Dr. Pandora Dumas, and I am, just like you said perfectly, a catalyst for the community, a voice for the community. community, and not just my community, but all communities and all people. I have quite a few things going on. Some of those things I dare not to talk about right away because we have some new programs going on. But right now, one thing that we have been doing is trying to work with community and church, community and school, community and community, just trying to close the gaps between the ages. I am a mom of 3 and grandma, and so all of those things are very important to me. So the community is very important. I am an educator by degree. I am a healthcare worker, nurse. I've been nursing for greater than 30 years, so I've given a lot to the community.
It sounds like you definitely is carrying a big pocketbook there, lady. Can you share with us the importance of your volunteering and your philanthropic work within the historically excluded community?
Yes. So the importance for me is to make sure that I leave this world in a better place than I found it. Basically, I have been volunteering my services with the community as a whole. It is important for me to bridge the gap between language barriers because I am bilingual. So I have been working with the Hispanic community. We've been working on business engagement, working with some civic organizations that's going to work with the churches, that's going to work with the community. So that's been important for me. It is important that we all come together in one big conglomerate and make it happen. The philanthropist side, of course, being a nurse, and I also own a truck company. I actually own 5 businesses. One thing that I do is I give scholarship money to Montgomery Community College nursing students who's interested in nursing and truck driving, and that is actually through an endowment. And we're working on getting some endowments through our churches as well.
Tell us about some of the key benefits that individuals and communities can gain from volunteering and engaging in the philanthropic activities?
So one thing that they can do is, as they're volunteering, they can learn. And that has really been one thing. I'm not going to self-disclose the current volunteering project that we're on, but it is exclusively with men. And I will tell you, I've been working with these guys now for about 6 weeks. They are learning how to give back or how to be philanthropists. So I have been encouraging them to do it publicly. So during this learning to give back to the community with this men group, I have now started encouraging them to come with me to meetings such as commissioner meetings and things like that. So they're learning to stand independently and how to give. I kind of move on my way, but then I leave them with enough knowledge that they can continue to teach someone else, and then they can continue to teach someone else. And so it's just a growing episode. So they learn how to give back. They learn the importance of giving back.
It sounds like you are speaking to how volunteering and how philanthropic work can have a positive social change within the community. So this group of men that you're working with, how would you describe their social change that's attached to the work that they're doing?
One of the things that we're doing is trying to get them to see the importance of getting funds without having to sell hot dogs or have dances or things like that. And that's been the biggest challenge. So what I'm trying to do is I'm having to educate them on what funds are out there for them. So basically what we had to do was we had to sit down and we had to write a plan, like a proposal. And so when you're saying those things to them, it's like you're speaking another language. So now I become from bilingual to trilingual. So one thing they had to do is they had to sit down and think of me a vision, a goal, and a plan. See, in their line of work, that was never the case. They just acquired this civic organization by degree or by family or by invitation. So now I'm having to give them assignments. So a couple of weeks ago, I gave them an assignment, and they had to tell me what their vision and their goals were. And so they're learning, and now they're learning like, oh my God, we have visions, and oh my God, we have goals. Now their vision is coming to fruition, and it's coming to reality. And so what they're going to do is that they have been giving out scholarships. So once I started asking them, what do you do? They've given away food, they've given away coats, they've given away scholarships every year. However, they didn't know how to put on a piece of paper. What they've been doing is taking money out of their pocket. And also there's a little prideful intimate. You ever had to work with a group of men? Oh my. That's a whole nother species.
One at a time is good enough for me.
One at a time.
Try to work with them.
Oh no, that's
from the age of 30 to 80.
Oh my,
Wow.
oh my. Well, it does sound like you are creating social change right inside of the communities to get them to think out of the box they're usually thinking in, strategizing in ways that probably are uncomfortable from the beginning. Is definitely a catalyst for social change.
What I'm hearing from you is how it's more than money, not all about just giving away the scholarships or those different monetary things. What are some other different ways outside of money have you stressed to other people that they can actually be able to get involved in as it relates to volunteering and philanthropic work?
Some of the other things as volunteering their time, like reading. You're not going to believe this, but reading to the elderly.
That's
so
good.
We have a group of people who are working with the elderly. Those people think when you're reading to the small children. As people get older, they lose their vision, and sometimes they don't process as well. So we have a group that we're teaching to read to the elderly, whether it is their Bibles or even their mail. We're also working with fellowshipping. We just had a big event that happened in December in the local community, and the fellowshipping was amazing. And I would tell you that we brought families together. Now they're wanting to do counseling or roundtables for family involvement and how to strengthen their family. We have the older ladies who's leaving us their cooking recipes and things like that. So we're volunteering different ways other than just money. We're volunteering our time. They're volunteering their knowledge and their experience. We just have so many different avenues of volunteering.
Wow. It does sound amazing. It is. And it's definitely a way to make volunteering and philanthropic work in communities different than what we might have imagined them to be. But it's a good imagining. What are some of the challenges and barriers that individuals and organizations might face when engaging in your type of volunteering and philanthropic work?
Oh my, let me just share with you. It has changed. Because remember, I do work with a large population that's over 60, right? And they don't like change. They don't like technology. And matter of fact, we just had a meeting with a former educator. She's been educated for 30-something years or 40 years, and she's 80 years old. And she said to me the other day, I don't like this telephone thing. And so she got an iPhone. And so now we have a little small classes, right, for these 80-year-olds who decided to embark on getting an iPhone. So technology has definitely been a barrier. So technology and getting them to look at it from our point of view. Now, you won't believe this, but I'm not finding a lot of problems with people coming out, because usually when we post that something is going to happen, like the people are coming out in record numbers. So it's not attendance. It is really, I'm going to go with technology is definitely an issue because of the population of people that I'm working with. A lot of times I bring in pre-K, first graders, the third graders, and all that's in the family to help these 80-year-olds, because those little kids can run the technology.
Right.
Yes.
They can set up the Facebook pages. They can show their great-great-grandma, because you was the 80-year-old, and taking pictures. I mean, it is crazy amazing. But usually technology is the barrier and change.
Well, that's pretty typical in that age group for them to be challenged with those things. But to see and know that they're overcoming them is equally empowering.
We do have some of them that's now taking computer classes at the local community college, at Montgomery Community College.
Okay.
So we have them taking computer classes. And that's another thing. I go to their homes and help them check their emails. And that is a challenge for them as well. That's a barrier. So modern technology, and when we have most of our information put out on websites or whatever, that's a challenge, that's a barrier, because they don't use those modes or those platforms.
Right, which is the overcoming part. And that's good, because it's looking at how can I serve them in the best way that they benefit in the long run. And so you might start out doing it one way and then find out that your community is saying, hey, if you want us to really learn this, you're going to have to help us with this. So you starting to do stuff that you didn't go in thinking that you were going to need to do in the beginning.
No, exactly. We actually just started putting up some flat screen TV in some of the areas where we know those people are going to be. So we have 2 now that's been donated, flat screen TV, but we're using them like information boards. So when they come into the sanctuaries or when they come into the building, they can see that TV. And one other thing that we have to consider is a lot of them have visual impairments. May have been educators 20 years or 30 years ago. They've had stress, they have some cognitive impairments, they have some vision disturbance. So we have to consider all that, and we're also throwing around the table. And this men group that I'm working with, I've also asked them if they would start putting electronic signs in front of their businesses or in front of their churches, so that when people are coming up and down or passing that, they can see what the newest events, since they're not on social media or they don't get a newspaper or you can't do a bunch of house visits. So we're trying to change the narrative by going away from just a stationary sign to one of those electric boards that constantly tell you what's going on. And we think that's going to help.
And you all are doing it out of the church?
Yes, we are utilizing the churches. We have 8 or 12 churches that I work with right now. Several civic organizations that I work with right now. So I'm encouraging all of them to do that. This is an issue in one area, it's definitely an issue in another area.
What advice would you give to those who are interested in getting involved in volunteering and the philanthropic work in their own communities?
The advice that I would give is I would start at whatever group of people in your family. So if you have your matriarch or your patriarch in your family, I would start with them. What would you like to see different? And then I would tell them to kind of get on the coattail or coat of that person, since I am working into the geriatric population, even in the young adult population. Start with your family first, and I don't mean just the family that live in your home, but your family around you. To see what are their challenges. And if they're having challenges, I guarantee you their friends are having challenges.
Right.
So start with the people that you know that would be most open to you. Say what their wishes and needs are. So I would say start with the people around you first. And I guarantee you would get a lot of information because you're talking to someone who don't mind having that dialogue with you.
Good advice. Anything that you got coming up that you want to share with our listeners before we close out?
We have a couple things that's happening. We have Juneteenth. They're looking at doing a program in the Brookville community. That's still in a work of progress. We have another Juneteenth celebration that we're looking at coming up in the Bisco area. We've acquired some property in the Bisco area now, so we're going to start doing some projects out there. You'll start seeing that come up in the next week or 2.
Well, it was awesome having you in our studio today to talk about your philanthropic work and how it pans out in communities. And I think it's very unique what you're doing, and what you have helped us to do is to see that work in a new light. So thank you so much for bringing that to us.
Beyond the Barriers radio show.
Hi, this is Coach Cindy, and this is week 5 of Community Coaching 101. For the last 4 shows, I have talked about cohesive community. What is a cohesive community? How to identify a cohesive community. How to become part of one and stay committed. But what I haven't gotten is feedback, and I'm really, really interested in hearing what you guys have to say. I'm also interested in having you on the show to talk about your experience inside of your community. And if you are living in a cohesive community, how it's working for you and the people that live there with you. How you want to form a cohesive community. So let's talk, okay? You can go to sandhillscooperation.org. You can hit on the Coach Cindy tab. You can leave your comments, your suggestions, or you can ask to be on the show. And I will invite you to come live to the show so that we can have that conversation and share it with others. Meanwhile, you be wise, be healthy, and be blessed. And I hope to hear from you soon.
Beyond the Barriers radio show.
Looking for a dynamic workspace to fuel your creativity and boost productivity? Welcome to the Innovative Action Center, your hub for co-working and meeting space at 346 North Main Street, Troy, North Carolina. Become a member and enjoy 24/7 access, high-speed Wi-Fi, cozy coffee bar, and snacks to keep you energized. Elevate your business game with our membership packages. For more information, contact us at 910-573-3070 or visit sandhillscooperation.org. The Innovative Action Center is more than a workspace. It's a community dedicated to business development development, and job creation. Join us for monthly workshops, seminars, and entrepreneurial services. Take your business to new heights at the Innovative Action Center. Visit us today.
Ready to ignite change? Sand Hills Cooperation Association empowers historically excluded communities, helping them become self-sufficient. Join us every Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. for our Beyond the Barriers radio show on WDRB Media with Mayor Sherry
and Coach Cindy addressing community challenges. Visit us at sandhillscooperation.org or visit us on Facebook, Sand Hills Cooperation Association, building brighter futures one community at a time.
Beyond the Barriers nugget of wisdom from Coach Cindy.
Hi, this is Coach Cindy with your nugget of wisdom for the week. Man, we are ending January with some really inconsistent weather. First we had 9 and below, and now we've got 60 and above. You know, life does give us inconsistency, but it's how we deal with it that really matters. How do you deal with your inconsistencies? I say deal with it with self-control. Self-control is the ability to be consistent in your positive reactions to any situation, regardless of the circumstance. You've decided you're the winner. When you use positive reactions to negative situations, you always come out on top. Self-control is a power of knowing what to say, when to say it, why you say it, who you say it to. When you use your self-control to react to life's inconsistencies, you have already decided you're the winner. So let's win today with self-control.
Beyond the Barriers nugget of wisdom from Coach Cindy.
Beyond the Barriers radio show.
Get ready for a day of empowerment and celebration at the Black Journey Continues Conference 2024.
It's a day dedicated to recognizing outstanding contributions in categories like community engagement, advocacy, leadership, volunteerism, church outreach, and Black businesses.
Join us on February 24th at Montgomery Community College in Troy, North Carolina.
These heroes are making a real impact in Montgomery, Moore, Randolph, Richmond, and Stanley counties.
But it's not just about recognition, it's about unity and progress. Explore insightful sessions, engaging panels, and a vibrant vendor showcase. Network with like-minded individuals and support local businesses.
Don't miss the awards luncheon, where we'll honor these exceptional individuals. The ceremony promises to be a momentous occasion, celebrating the essence of empowerment and unity.
Mark your calendars for February 24th, 2024. Doors open at 9 a.m. Your $20 ticket includes breakfast, lunch, and access to all the enriching sessions. Purchase your tickets at Eventbrite. Just search for The Black Journey Continues Conference.
Sponsorship opportunities are available. 2. Elevate your brand and support the community. Contact us at 910-573-3070 or visit sandhillscooperation.org for more details.
Save the date and be part of the movement. Join us at The Black Journey Continues Conference 2024, where community strength takes center stage.
Beyond the Barriers radio show.
Greetings, dear listeners. Welcome to Beyond the Barriers radio show, where we celebrate resilience, triumphs, and the rich tapestry of voices that make our communities vibrant. Today, in honor of Black History Month, we embark on a journey to recognize the profound contributions and legacies of Black individuals throughout history. Join us in this special segment as we reflect, celebrate, and amplify the stories that have shaped our world. Black History Month is not just a page in a calendar. It's a testament to the strength and brilliance that have influenced every facet of society. From trailblazing leaders and visionaries to artists, activists, and everyday heroes, the Black community's impact is immeasurable. Let's delve into the past, remembering figures like Harriet Tubman, whose courage led hundreds to freedom through the Underground Railroad. Consider the wisdom of Martin Luther King Jr., whose dream ignited a movement for civil rights. And marvel at the genius of scientists like George Washington Carver and Mae Jemison, who broke barriers in the realm of discovery and exploration. But Black History Month is not just about the past. It's a celebration of the present and a commitment to the future. Today, we honor modern pioneers like Kamala Harris, the first female vice president of the United States, and influential figures shaping culture, science, and technology. It's crucial to recognize not only the triumphs but also the struggles. Black History Month prompts us to confront the challenges faced by the Black community and work towards a more inclusive, equitable future. Our commitment to breaking barriers extends beyond this month. It's a year-round endeavor. As we celebrate Black History Month, let's engage in meaningful conversations. amplify Black voices, and ensure that the narratives we share reflect the depth and diversity of the Black experience. We invite you to join us in embracing history, fostering understanding, and championing a future where every individual's story is celebrated. Thank you for joining us on this reflective journey through Black History Month. Stay tuned to Beyond the Barriers radio show for more inspiring stories and conversations that transcend boundaries. Until next time, remember, our strength lies in our unity, and together, we can break any barrier.
Attention innovators, community builders, and champions of positive change. Beyond the Barriers radio show is inviting you to be part of our empowering journey. We're on the lookout for sponsors who believe in breaking barriers and amplifying voices in historically excluded communities. Want to showcase your brand or cause to our engaged audience? Visit Sandhills Corporation or to explore exciting sponsorship opportunities, from on-air endorsements to impactful commercials. Become a part of a platform that celebrates resilience, triumph, and community strength. Our show is not just about telling stories, it's about shaping narratives and making a lasting impact. By sponsoring Beyond the Barriers, you align your brand with a mission of inclusivity, empowerment, and positive change. Visit sandhillscooperation.org today to purchase advertisements, endorsements, or even secure a spot as a guest on our show. Let's break barriers together and create a vibrant, connected community. Beyond the Barriers radio show, where every sponsorship is an investment in positive transformation. Be a catalyst for change. Visit sandhillscooperation.org now. Beyond the Barriers radio show. Breaking barriers, building connections.
We have been discussing Catalyst for Change, philanthropic work within communities. Join us next week as we discuss Faith into Action, serving outside the church walls.
We want to thank today's guest, none other than Kenita Matthews White of Grace Given out of Asheboro, North Carolina, as well as Dr. Pandora Dumas, who's doing work out of Montgomery County, North Carolina as well. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Continue to tune in every Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Please listen live 24/7 by going to wdrbmedia.com and click on the Listen Live tab. Also, if you want to be a guest on the show or want free advertising, call us at 910-573-3070 or email us at sandhillscooperation@gmail.com. Connect with us on social media at Sandhills Cooperation Association, also at Beyond the Barriers Radio Show. You've been listening to Beyond the Barriers Radio Show, and we are your hosts, Mayor Sherry
and Coach Cindy, on WDRB Media, the voice of the community, for double the information and inspiration. Sowing seeds of change, breaking barriers, and transforming lives. That's what we do at Beyond the Barriers. Until next week, continue to be blessed.
Beyond the Barriers Radio Show.